emotional. XYZ, I mean, from Bobby S to Mr. Stash on the Beat, have shared how working on Dave's up-and-coming album, May He So Rest in Eternal Peace, GFM, has been quite emotional for them. And they've also shared that this is definitely one hard project they've worked on. If you don't remember, if you do remember, on 31st June, before the Banger Bros album was released on 30th June, Bobby S took to his Facebook to give us that the XYZ Cartel has been working on their album rollout for the rest of the year. They put up timelines from Banger Bros to Dave's album, Motion My Legs, Mouse Came Along, and also Slap D's album. And all of these were going to be released on the 7th. The picture is coming up right now. So the first one was Bobby S, Banger Bros. We also have Dave's GFM on the 7th of August, Slap D Ciara on the 7th, Mouse Came Along on the 7th of October, and Bobby S' second album of the year on the 7th of November. Now, when talking about this with Molenga, my co-host, I was super excited. But after seeing the post that came after, because this album is dropping in the near 2 weeks, in a fortnight, we'll be jamming to this music. It's so emotional. And even when I was coming on, I was listening to a lot of Dave's track, because today's spotlight is Dave. We are paying our respect to him. I was just listening to how big and beautiful and great of a talent he was. Now, Bobby has shared this to his Twitter, saying that mixing and putting together music for somebody who was once living is the hardest thing, and he wouldn't wish it on anybody. He took to Twitter, and this is what he had to say in a post. So he says, mixing vocals for someone who is no longer around is a different kind of trauma. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. After this, Stash on the Beat, who is the producer working on the album, also shared his sentiments, saying he really, all of his life has understood myself to be a person who always hides feelings, despite how emotionally broken he is. Now, he continues to say, but this morning, when me and my co-producer, C-Mark, was revisiting a certain project which is intended to be in Dave's album, I broke down again and realized how much we've lost and a space that he's left. I feel so much pain right now that I wouldn't question God why such a thing, that I would question God why such a thing had to happen. I really miss you so much, my guy. God bless your soul wherever you are. Sending out prayers to you, baddest. Now, of course, the album has also been unveiled as the Good Family Music. Even speaking about this, I have so much shivers, because there is a huge dent that was left. There is a huge dent that was left with Dave. And I just can't fathom the fact, but we still have to move on. One particular point that I'm really interested in is how this music, I know there's a lot of technicalities behind signing, to a label and what you owe the label, but I'm really concerned about the family and the people who are associated to Dave. Has XYZ gotten the permission to put out this music? Because I know we've been crying for this music as fans. I've been crying for this album since last year when celebrating his memorial, his birthday this year. I've been crying for this album. But I want to know if all things are in order behind the scenes, especially when it comes to the money that's going to be made from the album. Does the family get any? And this reminds me of a post that I saw on Zambezi Juice, where somebody prompted artists to create a will for their music specifically and to put it down clearly where they want what goes to where, what they owe the label and what they owe their family, so that things are put in order. Not to bring up all of those politics at such a hard time,